Ico, the original Ico was on the blue discs of the PS2.
Yep, the original.
Holy shit. The blue discs?
Yeah.
I forgot about those. That's weird.
You know what you shouldn't forget about?
The Drunken news. All right, we're back. We struggled. We made it. We had missed opportunities, but we're going to make it
We're
right.
capitalizing.
We're going to
right
make
now.
it right, Brian. Make it right.
No, I'm not going to make it right.
Come on, dude. Crack
I'm gonna
the
pass it.
ball.
Pass it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Crack it.
All right, well, in true Drunken news fashion, let's get into character.
All right.
Brian, if you will, start fucking up the news, please.
Yep. Unique New York. Unique New York. The arsonist has oddly shaped feet. Anyways, first piece of news that we have this week was broken by Tony Tamarina from Game Rant.
Sounds legit.
Yeah.
Sure.
That
Sources.
seems super accurate.
So, while speaking with Game Informer, BioWare creative director Michael Laidlaw proclaimed that
Laidlaw?
Laidlaw,
He tells you something, you have to take it serious. He lays down
'cause-
the law.
because what he said was, quote, Jade as a sequel is never dead.
Right.
So, for those
Hype
of you
for
that
a company
news.
is always good, is
Yeah.
what he just said.
basically. So, Justin, give us a little backstory on Jade Empire.
Well, for those of you who don't know what Jade Empire is, I guess you lived under a rock forever. I mean,
You thought you played it. You, wow.
No,
So,
I'm just being
at
the
least when
viewer.
I was
Whatever.
playing
Yeah,
it was an
okay, yeah.
Xbox original, PlayStation 2,
No GameCube on that one.
no GameCube. Okay, I didn't have a GameCube back then, anyways. But if you played Knights of the Old Republic, it was a very similar RPG game. One of the first RPGs that I played as a kid. Of the dialogue, but instead of the turn-based combat, it was a little less turn-based. If that makes any sense, it was action,
yeah.
but it still felt a little turn-based. The movements, if you hit a button, if it's like a 5-punch combo, he's throwing all 5 of the punches, no matter what happens. If you miss or the character blocked it, so they're very deliberate buttons. So it was still action, but to me, it did feel like it's a big commitment each time you hit a button. So it was almost a little turn-based in how
It punished
you
you
make
a
a
little bit
move,
more.
they make a move, you make a move. There was like fireballs and different magic. There was also different types of combat styles where you would go between basically attack in almost like a support class where I might pepper you with random fists and make you dizzy, but they don't hurt you, and then switch to, my power stance and then hit you with real punches, and you kind of set them up. So it was just really good. The best part of the gameplay was it was the RPG set in a
Chinese Empire.
yeah,
and
I'm not like knights, samurais and ninjas and that kind of atmosphere. So it was really good. The RPG was very solid. You were really interested in the characters and the story when you were playing it. I loved it. And anybody who has played an RPG or has played this game would want this to come out. But the reality of it is, I don't think it will come out. It's been a long time. And they even turned their Knights of the Old Republic into an MMO.
Well,
kind of.
that's a different thing. It's the Old Republic, so that's the little confusion there. But I do want to hop
But it's-
in
yeah,
where you
yeah,
were
you're
saying about how it's been a long time, and I think that the creative director here, Mike Laidlaw, is laying down some law about this game. So it's a long quote. Let me just kind of run through it, and we'll talk about it. There are a lot of people still here at the studio who have worked on that game and want to get back to it. I think that one of the advantages to getting back to it after such a long time is not only nostalgia, being a very popular feeling in people, but skipping a generation of hardware is actually really exciting because it feels like it's not an evolution. It's a revolution of what you can do, and I think that that's kind of a big thing that brings a lot of things out in people. Laidlaw. If we were to revolutionize Jade Empire and brought it back in that regard, that's the kind of talk that still happens around the studio. So it seems like people still talk about the franchise, but how they could bring it back and have it be something different, which, again, could be an MMO, which I wouldn't be a fan of. But
personally, I wouldn't. That's what I fear, that if it does come back, I'm afraid that that's what it's going to be because of the success of the market and of their other game. A lot of people still really like this game. So yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful. I would love for it to come out. And I know that the people who have played it are pretty hardcore about it. People are pretty fanatical with it because of the RPG aspect. There's a lot of things for you to grab onto and like about it. So we'll see. I hope it comes out. That would be
tremendously
awesome.
overshadowed by KOTOR. So
Yeah, and I mean, is it the same developer?
Yeah, BioWare.
So-
So they did KOTOR,
They covered all their
Jade
bases.
Empire,
Lightning,
Mass
yeah.
Effects.
So they crush RPGs, and this is just another one of their great ones. And if you haven't played it, I mean, Garrett, this might be something fun to go back to if you dig up old PlayStation, buy one, play
Or
it.
an
Xbox.
OG Xbox.
Original
There you go.
Xbox. I don't know if you still have one.
Maybe I will.
You gonna take
Little
one?
homework for you, right? Homework for Gary. Write it down.
Yeah.
Look at
Buy
that.
a new system.
Teacher becomes the student. I can let you borrow my original Xbox. I have one in the.
Jade Empire.
I actually have Jade Empire and an original Xbox. I could hook you up, dude. I
Still
could
in,
fucking
it's
hook you
probably
up.
still in the Xbox.
It might be.
I'll get right on that.
Thanks. Write that down. Right hot next to it, so you know you got to get it done quick.
All right, so let's move on. Next piece of news. Big information for Anthony here.
It's neck
Fallout
news?
4.
What?
I thought you said neck news.
Neck news.
Might be Scarson.
Maybe. So Fallout 4 mods are coming to the PS4. Finally.
This has been a long
Yeah.
time coming.
Yeah, a very long
I mean,
time.
I'm used to not even. Why would I even use them now?
Yeah, at
I'm
this
set.
point-
At this
I'm
point, it's a
set.
little
At this
far
point,
gone.
you'd probably rather just play Skyrim.
Which is a good point, Gary,
It might.
because after a standoff with Sony, Fallout 4 mods are indeed coming to the PS4 version of the game with the latest update of the PS4. And Bethesda has announced they'll be coming with the game's next title update in November. I'm imagining that if they worked out a deal with Sony to get Fallout 4 mods, they're probably going to do the exact same thing with Skyrim Remastered.
But is this for like all mods, or is this
I'm
just?
hoping
It's-
all mods.
Well, the one thing is,
I don't think
is
it
that
is,
not
though.
every single mod that is available on PC is obviously available for Xbox. And then they're fighting over, from what I've kind of gathered, which I obviously didn't read too much into it, they're fighting with PlayStation over certain mods as
Correct,
well. It's
yeah.
not just mods in general. So I think Gary's right that not every single mod potentially is going to come to PlayStation. And I
No,
think
I
that
think
they're
it-
picking and choosing pretty hardcore, and that's why
Yeah,
Bethesda's
Sony's
like, fuck that.
they're being bitches about it for sure.
And the fans
but I
want
mean, at least if you have the mods that I know you used to play through Fallout with like unlimited ammo and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
you know,
like,
and you
if
can,
you can get
give
that
your own
stuff,
challenges to
yeah.
yourself.
but like you're not going to be able to play like the mods that
a
like,
whole new city.
you know, I've seen in Skyrim with like the Macho Man Randy Savage dragons and stuff
Yeah,
like
which
that.
is also
Like,
in Fallout 4. You could get
Yeah.
a Deathclaw in Fallout 4. But yeah, he's right. So there's potential that you're, as a PlayStation person, with their games, and I'm sure it's going to happen when the Skyrim mods come out as well.
Yeah.
That you're not going to have access to some of the
There'll be
ones
some
that are
restricted
considered
ones,
higher
most
quality.
likely.
Just one of those that's a little too late.
I mean, I would
for.
love to see what the mods are on
Day
the
late,
PC.
dollar short type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going
Like,
back, I
would you
platinumed it.
go back and play it if the mods came out for it?
I would if it was full, because I've seen some of the mods for like PC, which was be like the guy made Seattle. He changed the whole city into Seattle instead of Boston, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, they had some really nice
But-
mods to overhaul the graphics and stuff. But physical content wise, I play it with the mods on for like, you know, maybe 10, 11 hours, and I want to make a new character and, you know, whatever. So it really is more arcadey with the mods once you start on that level.
Yep.
Well, that's unfortunate. Sorry, Ant.
No, I'm good. I platinumed that shit.
Yeah. I mean, the mods really, like, if you own a PC, that's when it's like real next level shit.
Yeah. But moving on, another free update. New Mafia 3 update includes free stylish outfits. So 2K Games has patched the game, fixing some issues with Mafia 3 that's been plaguing it since launch. They've also added some extra clothes as a free bonus.
It's a free bonus. In the last game, which we talked about on the podcast weeks ago, Gary brought it up the first week he played it. In the last game, you had a closet with clothes in it that you could switch your outfit whenever the fuck you wanted. And you walked into the store and you bought new clothes. In this game, you wore the same dirty-ass
Army
clothes
jacket.
and jeans and boots every single day for as many days as it's taken me in game time to play this. So this is one grimy, smelly, nasty motherfucker. We're probably Trenchfoot. I mean, change
You're
your
in a
boots, man.
swamp.
Change
You're
your
out in the
socks, for
swamp.
fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I've swam with the guy a million times. He must smell like absolute shit.
But yeah, I mean, it just seems like something that should have been released with the game.
Absolutely.
It's weird that they're just releasing this now.
I think they're just so ashamed of it that they're just like trying to give us free shit now. But it's too late. We already put in half the grind. Or
Some
three
did.
quarters of the
Gary-
grind.
Gary
I'm already
closed.
three-quarters
I'm
of the
done.
grind.
I'm never picking that game back up.
So this goes back to the question, like, Do you think developers actually think that this is going to make people to go back into the game?
I
Just
think
people-
they're appeasing just as much as they can,
Who are
and
still
they know
playing
that
it.
they fucked it up, and they're just like, "I'm so sorry." Here,
Yeah, but
I
that's
don't-
like that's
I
not
don't know
even
if
like a
that's the
thank
case.
you. That's just like I
I
stepped on
think-
your glasses. Here's a dime.
I
It's
think
like,
yeah,
I think they
true.
think people are still playing the game, and this is just something that's added on that people would be like, "Oh, that's cool."
well, I mean, I guess you could do that. Also,
It was-
They
be a
just know it's
Christmas
gonna take
present
so
or a
long for you to
holiday.
It
grind
was
it.
probably being worked on, and they knew it was going to come out at this time after launch, and it's just something that even if launch happened, found out they made a shitty game, in which they did, they're still trying to get everything out there for the game because why not? It's free and just
I
whatever.
mean, yeah, at this point, you might as well get everything that you've created for the game out, right?
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah.
This is
Moving
why,
on.
yeah, moving on. So, Nintendo in the news this week. Nintendo announces the end of the Wii U production, at least in Japan for the time being. So, official word is coming for the end of the Wii U. Came from Nintendo's own Japanese website, which is translated using Google, which says that
Beautiful.
both the base system and the Splatoon bundle will see a quote production coming to an end soon in Japan. As recently posted by Nintendo on the Wii U market site, Wii U website in Japan, Wii U production will end in the near future for the Japanese domestic market. Nintendo of America, however, we have nothing to announce in terms of the exact timing. So, let's see. We can confirm that as of today, all of the Wii U hardware that will be made available in the North American market for this fiscal year has already been shipped to our retail partners. We encourage anyone who wants the Wii U to communicate with their preferred retail outlet to monitor availability. What
Good
kind
drink.
of?
Nice.
You could use one.
Well, I'm just like
He's trying to read it.
It's
so
too
what are they
soon.
saying?
It's too soon for that system to go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
You're
lost.
upset about this, Steve?
Oh, I'm.
Stick it up.
I
I'm
was
broken.
gonna see it off.
Don't even own one.
Oh, hey, here.
But
I
Take
thought
this.
we were all just
Goodbye.
gonna kind of give it a wave.
Yeah.
See you
Wave
later.
goodbye.
Like in the boat honks. Like,
You guys didn't like the
just wave it off. Like,
guys didn't
goodbye.
like the gamepad.
I heard that it had really, really good
Battery life?
Yeah.
nothing.
point.
Yeah, really good nothing on it.
Really good, a whole lot of
Gyroscope.
I don't know. I thought that this was like a really shitty way to just be like, hey, listen, if you want to figure out what we're actually doing with the Wii U, contact GameStop or contact Best Buy to see how much
mean,
they have available.
They're all like every console
Is it
cycle ends.
Zelda coming out for this?
Correct.
Supposed
Good
to be.
point.
Normally you'd
So
stick it
they're
out
n-
to the holiday season anyway.
So they're not looking to sell more consoles with Zelda on the Wii
Maybe
U.
he said in Japan. Maybe that means they're still doing it over
No,
here.
well, they're ending it in Japan. They haven't they have nothing to say in
They
North
did the
America.
same thing for GameCube, I think.
I think they have plenty for holiday season, and they're just like, "Fuck it, we're done." I'm sure they got plenty of them.
They want people buying Switches anyway.
Yeah, they're trying to switch. Okay, well, next.
What do you? When have you ever stepped away from a pun?
Well, because it was just.
And that was a good one.
Yeah,
I don't want to make classy Nintendo puns.
Oh, okay. So you draw the line.
I draw the
That's where
line.
it draws the line.
The only good news is for someone like me who only potentially wants maybe 4 games
Price drop.
that they offer, the price drops are going to come for it, and I'll be able to play potentially the best Mario Kart that they offer. Double
that's
Dash,
sick.
baby.
He's not wrong.
8's pretty good.
Yeah,
So
eight's-
there's a couple of games out there that I would get for it. So if it drops, below 150 one day, or
Maybe find
hopefully
one for
somewhere around there.
$100 in a year or two.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Yeah. Another sweet thing that Nintendo's doing is you can download and print game manuals for all 30 games that are coming to the NES Classic Edition, which is actually out today.
No, it's not.
But by the time that you're listening
Lies.
to it, it was last Friday.
Which means you can't get your hands on
Fucking
one
Yeah.
lies.
until next year.
So this thing has been selling out like hotcakes, and people cannot find it anywhere.
They had to switch the name from Hotcakes to Classic NES.
Yeah,
that's
that's-
how fast they're selling out.
Other way around, I
don't
think.
even know what to say to that.
Yeah, they're selling like that. Hotcakes didn't even sell this fast.
Is that what you're trying to say?
That's like where that was going.
I picked up on
I
that.
knew what he was
The
trying to
Switch?
say.
Yeah, I get what he's. Yeah.
Should have went with the other one. Yeah.
But Nintendo Japan has a manual archive for all 30 of the games, which will come, included on the NES Classic, where you can download and print at your leisure for all of the
So
manuals of the games.
it's included with the system, but you have to print and download, or is it just is this something that you have to like physically go search for?
So it's what it says is Nintendo is bringing back the manual in a manner of speaking. Nintendo Japan has a manual archive for all 30 of the games that will come included on the NES Classic Edition. So you can go to
Probably
that
like
site
a PDF somewhere
and download the
it.
PDF, print it out, and I guess you would have
Japanese
to staple
style?
it together.
Which I already did. I didn't do any of that, but I did download them all
Did you? You savage.
because they're really, really high quality scans. Extremely good.
PNG.
They obviously went they didn't half-ass it. They went back and actually did it. So they're really cool.
Nice.
Good quality. They're actually really good to print out. If you would go get them professionally printed or something,
Oh,
you would
like some
basically have
real-
another manual.
And try to make it a real manual.
Yeah, if you wanted to
Can
make
you
it
do
a real
that
manual.
at Staples?
Don't ask me.
I don't know.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't
But
know.
I wouldn't know either. I don't. Yeah.
You know what?
They
I don't
do.
think I would know.
There was it's a funny at the end of it. They go
I can
like,
staple it for you.
there's like a disclaimer, like some of the button, like the shit might not match up to blah blah blah, because they are the original manuals.
Oh, okay.
So they throw like a little disclaimer at the end of
Like,
it, like
hey,
these
we-
might be not fully accurate. They were written in a different time. Blah 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 blah.
That's interesting.
yeah, it was interesting when I read it. That's why I mentioned it.
Thank you.
Good
Steve.
mention.
Good mention.
But no one got one today.
Write that down.
No one got one today. No.
Bullshit.
No.
Impossible to find one.
I literally
Amazon?
was waiting for it to happen.
Didn't
and
happen.
Sitting there, just refreshing.
Amazon fucking
And
And then
blows.
it's just like it's in
Unavailable.
stock, out stock, like unavailable. We'll let you know, and it's just.
Just like that.
And then I look on eBay, and they're just selling them for like
$538 bucks.
Yeah, I'm like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. It's unbelievable.
For that much money, you might be able to
Although
find each of those games. Like,
Nintendo did or they reached out on Twitter and said like, hey, don't actually fall to scalpers. We're going to be producing these throughout the holiday season. There will be more stock available, yada yada yada. So we've seen that run around with Amiibo before. So maybe this will be one of those things where it's impossible to find for 6 months and then it's everywhere. So
Yeah, but they know it's not like Amiibo in the sense
At
like
least they're all
they're
the
not
same
limited.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they're
not like
all
a
the
limited thing.
because you could physically find a amiibo. It might not be the one you want, but
Right.
it's there. So I guess he's
But I
right.
also think they probably don't want to drag it on too long into
It's
like
selling,
the Switch.
They want the money.
Yeah.
I think they want
Yeah.
the money.
And in
They're-
the holiday season, this would be perfect.
Yeah.
For
That's
them.
all they got.
And it's really it is.
it's really all they have.
So
What are you
why
talking
not-
about? They got Color Splash.
You gotta buy
No,
that
I don't
Wii
want to
U.
talk about that, Brian.
Oh, fair enough.
Next.
Next. All right, so the last piece of news that we have this week is The Last Guardian may have taken a decade, but at least it'll have 4K, and it's already gone gold.
Gold.
True
Sick.
4K?
So Brian,
Yeah.
you have 4K TV, right?
I do have a 4K TV, however, I do not own a PS4 Pro. So if I owned a PS4 Pro, I could play it in 4K. However, alongside the 4K upscaling, it does have HDR support. So, which you can do with a normal PS4. So I will be able to do some sort of upscaling using my 4K TV
To
with
match.
the PS4.
To look sick.
Sorry,
Yeah,
go
but
ahead.
you
Justin,
don't have an HDR TV. Oh,
I was wondering how that would fare for a person
you?
who has a
I
monitor.
have a 4K TV.
Use a monitor.
yeah, but it's an early 4K. Not all 4Ks
Way
are
more upscaled
HDR.
than my Xbox.
We'll find out. I mean, I'm not. This is a PS3 looking title. I'm not going to be
Worried about it?
worried
Yeah.
about
The art
slight
design isn't necessarily-
slight upscale. I'm expecting a PS2 quality S game
In graphics.
in
anyways.
graphics. Well, I'm basically
Okay.
that's what I'm expecting because Team Ico did great job with Ico and then Shadow of the Colossus. So I'm imagining that Shadow
And they weren't anything
the-
special graphics.
The last, yeah,
They were just like
They
very
were ju-
weird, shadowy colors. And
yeah. That's exactly. I know exactly what the game's going to be, and I'm going to like playing the puzzles, and that's really going to be it.
Sweet.
But yeah, I'm excited. It's finally gone gold. There's a disc. They've got packaging. It's all set. Jeff Keighley tweeted out a picture of it earlier this week. Of
Don't suck.
It's official.
Yeah, it's official. It's official. It's there.
go.
So I'm sure they'll probably have some sort of thing at the Game Awards, which is December 1st, I think, this year. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to play it. I'm going to keep my expectations in check, though, and just take it for what it is.
Can't be any more disappointed than No Man's Sky. So
It's No Man's Sky out there.
Nothing
yeah,
is going to topple
I
that
think we'll
game.
be all right.
Yeah. But that's going to be it for this week's Drunken News. We're going to take a quick break, come back with what we're doing on the site, our Twitter handles, and all that jazz. So stay tuned.
Agreed.